Out with the broken leg, Joel Monaghan reverts to the wing. Rod Gent, Steve Reardon is out. Tony Grimaldi will start. The most tumultuous week in the club's history. The players can now put it all behind them for the next 80 minutes as this. Get a raw reserve for an away team here at Canberra Stadium to show you how many Bulldogs supporters have made their way down. And it's an important afternoon. We'll find out shortly. Short kickoff from Schifofsky. The Bulldogs running left to right. El Masri's knocked it on. The Raiders come up with it. For mine, that was a knock on. El Masri gets it back. It went from Haslam and then hit a Canberra player. The referee said play on as O'Mealy takes it forward. 10 metres short of the halfway line. Smith, they come the short side. Thurston up towards the halfway line. So an early break there for the Bulldogs. Price now. Straight there. The defensive line of Todd Payton, they come in numbers, the Canberra Raiders. Sherwin going wide early. Grimaldi, Big Willie, very wide. How'd you like him charging at you all afternoon? Finch was in there, slow to his feet. Now it comes back to Sherwin for the kick under pressure. Schifofsky has it covered, awkward, but it bounces nicely in the end. And so now the Raiders, first use of the football.
That was a good set of six there by the Bulldogs. They needed that just to get themselves back into the game. You see a penalty now awarded for holding down against the Bulldogs.
First of the afternoon didn't take long for Canberra to get their first penalty. And for Shane Hayne to stamp his control.
Here and hold and wait.
Into Bulldogs territory come the Raiders. Finch has done very well to pick that up, an ordinary pass from Wolford. Don't often see that from the Raiders skipper. Here's Ruben Wiki running an angle. Threatened to turn it inside, but kept it himself. O'Mealy in there with his skipper Price. Here's McClendon. Out wide Terry Martin. Nigel Vangana is there with Thurston.
Nigel, let him go now.
Quick play the ball. McClendon acting half. Darren Smith around him. Haslam El Masri misses the tackle. Thurston comes across in cover. Quick play the ball again. Croker. Now it comes to Payton. He kicks. Chases on from Finch. But the race is there won by Ryan O'Hara. The Raiders have scored first. 4-0.
I think they'd be kicked out of the prop forwards club. That's for sure. It was a great...
Straight between the pace. 6-0. What a start for Canberra. They have an enviable record at home. Beaten gone. There's Simon Wolford. Pressure on his shoulders this afternoon as the Raiders try and stay in the hunt for playoff berth. Great take, Todd Payton. Above the head, going backwards. He wouldn't have known how far the dead ball line was behind him. And then he's driven it forward towards the 20-metre line. Payton, the try scorer.
Two. Here and hold.
Finch. Floating.
Three, let him stand now, Mark.
To Hodgson. Play it. Wolford. Now Wiki.
That's four.
Over the 30-metre line. Finch. Going himself. Mason over the top with the tackle. Hughes was around the legs. There's a penalty.
Corey.
I think the thing where the Raiders are beating the Bulldogs, I think it's very hard for him to try and get away, but they have been told to roll away, trying to climb up over the top. But the Raiders are they're winning the play the ball area. They're getting up quick and playing, keeping on a roll, and that's putting the defence of the Bulldogs back.
Ruben Wiki straight through. He scores. An outstanding season for Ruben Wiki. And what about the run? And the Raiders lead by 10 points to 0 with a kick to come.
That was a great try, a very simple try in the end.
Schifofsky from touch. It's just going to the left of the upright. And so it remains.
Don't take it back. All right.
And they restart again. The Bulldogs for the second time in 7 minutes. Todd Payton set up the first try with a kick.
One now, let him stand.
And was involved in getting the ball back in a good position for Canberra from a great take and charge from the last kick.
Marcus, stay straight.
They've barely touched the ball today so far, the Bulldogs. It's been all Canberra. In fact, they've only had one set from the kickoff. And since then, Canberra has had all the football and they lead by 10. There it is. 4 from 4 and 1 from 1. Here's the Bulldogs' chance with the ball in hand. Well taken there by Luke Patton. And the chase is great from Canberra. Straight line there in numbers.
Back it up.
O'Mealy.
Out the back,
the ball pops. As El Masri picks it up, running across field. Standing. Now finally tackled. What can they come back with here, the Bulldogs? Willie Mason. Another charge for him. They're in numbers this time, the Raiders. Matthew Utai. Straight and hard, 10 short of halfway. Here's Stephen Price. Up towards that halfway line, last tackle.
I'm just behind the play on the Canterbury side.
Here's Sherwin kicking. Ball bouncing away from Schifowski. Just getting inside the dead ball line. He's now tackled. 10 into the field of play.
That was a great chase by the Bulldogs. I thought Schifowski may have taken the option, letting that
straight through. Here they go again. Jensen around Patton. Will he have the pace? No. On his inside, Monahan couldn't link with him. What's happening to the Bulldogs at the moment? The Raiders on fire. It comes to Croker. Now he finds Terry Martin. Is there a penalty? Here it is. Inside the right in front.
2 metres short, Stephen. 2 metres. Straight forward. Yes, I was talking to him twice. You ask him. You ask him.
He's got them 2 points. 12 points to 0. And the scoreboard ticking over for Canberra. The Bulldogs have kicked off 3 times in the first 10 minutes.
1 now, let him stand. Here and hold.
Hodgson.
2. Let him stand.
He's got to
wait, Willie, wait.
Give the Bulldogs some sort of scope, I suppose, with all the traumas of the week, to no matter how good they are professionally as footballers and what they say, it's got to have some impact. And maybe we're seeing it early and they may be able to get out of this sort of slumber at the moment, but Canberra certainly have started very positively. As the kick from Woolford comes downfield away from Patton, who just picked it up there in the end. And Finch is down there, and all the Raiders are down there to make the tackle. Utai. Good defence again
2 now
from Canberra.
Hold here. Wait.
El Masri. Of course, Canterbury, or the Bulldogs I should say, have in the past shown a great propensity to come back from being a long way down.
Well, I'm sure the Raiders realise that they can't just relax now, even though they are leading 12-0. The Dogs have got the players and the ability to come back from this situation.
Schifowski almost got on the outside and copped a heavy tackle from Nigel Vangana. And the crowd here wanting a penalty. The Bulldogs being inside the 10. Now Monahan was almost through again. No one in support though. Woolford out of acting half. Turns it inside to McClendon. McClendon across field, trying to link Jensen. Away from Utai. Standing, offloading back again to Joel Monahan. Another missed tackle there for the Bulldogs, and that certainly is a count that's rising also. And the short side goes Wiki. Good tackle there by Willie Tallau. Last tackle, Finch. High in the air, Vangana's there, El Masri, here comes Croker, Croker's got it, offloading back to Tom Payton, it went forward, says the referee.
Well, it was a great kick, certainly high enough. Croker comes up with the football. Referee was in great position.
You can't criticise him, he's come up, he was in line, we weren't. You've got to go with him every time. Well, that was forward too then. Surely they've lost it anyway. Terry Martin's tried to pick up and throw the impossible ball.
Off Canterbury. Scummer in here. There.
The Raiders get the loosened feed.
He's right in front of
Jonathan Thurston, they're ruled to have knocked the ball down as the pass came in field. Schifowski from the base of the scrum. Finch. Now it comes to Croker.
That's one, let him stay. Look at that.
Finch now, acting half. Ball away, McClendon stepping. Where's the support? He doesn't need it. Ball on the line, that's a try. They're in again, the Raiders. 3 tries in the first 15 minutes of play. This is unbelievable. Going a point a minute against the side. that has had on the football field an outstanding year. And their defence, as you mentioned, Brett, has been outstanding. They've only lost 2 games all year. But they've shown before, they were down 19-0 against Newcastle in Newcastle and came back and won. They're down 18-0 against Canberra in Canberra. Can they come back and win? You're certainly not writing them off after just 16 minutes of play.
I mean, regardless of the turmoil the club's been through in this past week, you would think that the players would look at that scoreboard and think there's no way in the world they would want to finish up losing by at least 18 points, maybe more. There's a lot of pride on the line for the club and for the players, and you'd like to think that they would do something to lift themselves and get themselves back into the game.
Well, those fans that have come down to Canberra are certainly stunned at the moment. Here's another break being made. And this missed tackle count is rising for the Bulldogs.
3.
As the Raiders over the 30-metre line.
4.
There's a tackle on Hayden. Well, Ameli's come in late and given away the penalty.
No. Walk away.
But look, I can understand what Mark O'Malley's trying to do. They need to slow down the Raiders and to play the ball there. The Raiders are winning that area hands down. They're getting up quick, playing the ball, getting a good roll on. And that's forcing the Bulldogs to be going backwards when they're trying to make their tackles, and therefore coming up with a lot more missed tackles than you would normally see from them. I've got to slow the play of the ball down. Sorry.
He lost that. He lost that in the play of the ball.
Comes today.
He just lost it.
Lock in. Lock in.
Thurston himself, defence is there with Croker and Schifofsky, 30 metres out from his own line. Now Vangana got the arms free, held on to it. Thurston, O'Mealy, quick hands to Hughes, and Payton and O'Mealy in back play. You see getting up. Penalty, first of the afternoon to the Bulldogs.
Well, I think that'll be the first of many this afternoon.
I was a bit critical of Shane Haynes' performance last week against Campbelltown between West and Cronulla. He's certainly keeping a lid on it at the moment after 18 minutes.
Let him stand. Hold.
And he needs to. Price has lost that forward. Oh, almost again for the Canberra Raiders. Although
they stuck to their game plan, playing very well, and as I said, they deserve to be 18 points in front.
Jamie Feeney on there for the Bulldogs, and we're going to change also for Canberra. Rutgerson is on, as now Schifofsky accelerates.
5, last one, Jonathan.
Also on his feet to play the ball. Finch off the side of the boot slightly, but Patton has it covered. Utai is back there with him, doesn't use him. It uses Willie Tallow. Rod Jensen made the tackle.
Let him stand up, Rod.
Utai ducking their head. Rutgerson with the tackle. Jensen comes in to assist. O'Mealy, solid defence in the middle of ruck, still able to offload. Hughes, Grimaldi, now Tallow, offloading back to Hughes, keeping it alive here, the Dogs. Now it's Sherwin, still on the ground, picked up there by Thurston. Jensen with the tackle. Grimaldi. Mason juggling, Thurston. Ruben Wiki defensively there for Canberra. Sherwin kicking cross field. They've got numbers here, the Bulldogs. It's behind them all. Picked up there by Patton. A chance for El Masri in the corner. He's over. Tremendous try. They kicked early. They had the numbers. And Mark Asbock was really in no man's land. They remained patient. Luke Patton found Hazem El Masri, who scores in the corner for try number 10 for the season. 18-4 of the Dogs on the way back.
Well, you mentioned patient, and that's what they needed to be. It was a very good kick by Sherwin. This is the type of thing you expect from the Bulldogs. We've seen this all season. Very good kick. And they did. Patton did very well here. Didn't panic. Had 2 men on the inside. Always do. He was going to give the ball to El Masri on the outside. Very good try. We've seen Sherwin do this all year. Very good kick into the open. Doggies were there, 3 or 4 of them there. Anyone could have got the football. Peyton did very well.
And Sherwin's misplaced the ball and it's gone over the dead ball line. He couldn't find it. He turned around in circle. We're going to walk. Say Canberra. Jason Croker. Fine Rutgerson. No, he takes it himself.
That's one. Let him stand.
Thurston makes the tackle.
Here, Stephen, wait.
Rutgerson.
2.
Up to the 20-metre line. O'Hara. Try scorer earlier in the match. First 3 minutes he crossed. Finch coming to Wiki, throwing himself. He's not far away from the line again. Grimaldi made the tackle. Wolford. Ball popped there to Wiki. Can he get a double? Defence swarming from the Bulldogs. They force him, pops it out to Finch. Play on to the far corner. Joel Monahan, can he get it down? No. Defence regroup from the Bulldogs. Long ball to McClendon. Stopping. Now Shifosky. He accelerates. Who's there? O'Hara looking for a double. The front row has got a double in the first 25 minutes of play. But it comes back to the kickoff and the Bulldogs let the ball go dead and the Canberra Raiders are in again. To his players, 22 points to 6. What an amazing scoreline. Just tapping the head there. Just think about it. Of course, the most points they've conceded in the first half anyway this year, the Bulldogs, as the kick is successful as 19 against Newcastle. It's now 26 in a game. They've already conceded 24 in 25 minutes.
I guess the positive about 24 and 25 minutes means they've still got plenty of time, the Bulldogs, to get back into it.
Absolutely. As Rutgerson
2,
is
4,
now
let him stand. Hold here.
Taking the ball forward. There's the missed tackle count. The Bulldogs 17 to 3. But they're also a long way behind in the possession count, so they've had to do more defensive work, but they've missed a mountain of tackles. Rutgerson, another almost missed tackle, although Hughes grabbed him by the leg. McClendon. It's Darren Mapp on
3
the
now,
field.
Steve, let him up. Keep coming here, Jamie. Good.
Finch. Billy Mason there with the tackle. He's on there as well for the Bulldogs. Now McClendon again inside the 10. They just seem to be holding off at the moment, the Bulldogs, not moving up in defence. McClendon slow to his feet. Now Finch, can they get a repeat set? It's in the in-goal area, Utai. Hard to stop, but he slips over. They get another set.
That was a good end to a very good set of 6 by the Raiders then.
As we look at the possession, nearly 70-30 to the Raiders. It's one of the reasons why they lead the game, and the Bulldogs spending most of the game in their half.
Tackle 1.
Jumper number 18, Roy Azatazi on the field. Junior Kiwi making his first grade debut. He's about to make the tackle. There he is.
Here, Tony. Yep, good.
This is Darren Mapp for Canberra. There's some strong defence this time from the Bulldogs.
3.
That's what we expect from this side. Rutgerson. There's a Tazi there with a tackle. So too Feeney. Billy Mason, the man that came from the field. Wolford, Finch. Here's a chance again. Mapp was there in support. Last tackle. Options left and right. They come left to Croker. He looks to kick. Now drops the ball back. Chance here for the Raiders. Martin Hodgson goes for the corner. Is he over? He may be over, Mapp.
Peter, right in front of you. Just check the obstruction first, and then we'll look at the grounding of the ball after that, which we're looking up to.
For a try last week between the Bulldogs and Parramatta, disallowed by Mick Stone, and if the decoy runner goes through and touches another player, they say it's no try, whether that has any influence or not. Here's the decision. Try! Darren Mapp. The Raiders are in again. Schifosky from touch. Is it coming back enough? No, it's not.
Of what's happened throughout the week, you don't want to end your season this way, and you would like to think that these players would be thinking that way and saying, well, you know, saying to themselves and to each other, we've got to do more, and that's where it starts, with defence.
Yeah, that's a great hit from Azatazi, a debutant.
Stephen, let him up.
Jamie Feeney.
Don't call forward.
And also there, Stephen Price. Terry Martin.
3. Hold ball.
28-6. Broke up. I must say too that the Canberra Raiders have been focusing on the Bulldogs a bit. They look like the team that's only lost 2 games all year.
They certainly have played well. I mean, regardless of whether they are playing the Bulldogs, but I think the way they've played, they'd be leading any side.
Finch kicking. So nothing away from Canberra. Hazem El Masri.
1. Let him stand up. Let him stand up. Hold.
Marking instructions there, Shane Hayne. He finally plays it. Vangana.
2.
Just a couple of metres shy of the halfway line. Darren Smith playing the acting half role.
Tackle 3. Let him stand.
He goes there again.
Brett Finch. Brett.
Thurston. Ricky with the tackle. Martin coming in over the top. Smith. Vangana. Al-Masri with him. Takes the tackle. Did he lose the ball or was it stripped? Shane Haynes looking the other way. Gets the word for the touch judge. Quick kick.
Wait here. Good.
Rahihi drives it forward for the Dogs. Sherwin. Grimaldi. Patton. Willie Tello now coming back inside as Atazi has lost it forward. The pass was slightly behind him.
0.
And so the Raiders breathe a sigh of relief. Wiki slamming the ball in one hand.
Ball, let him stand.
Asbok.
2.
20-metre line. He'll play it.
Paul.
Jensen from acting half.
Knock on, no. He never wrecked the ball.
Vangana trying on the outside of McClendon, who came again to make the tackle with the assistance of Mark Asbok. Feeney looking for the offload.
On the right.
Under pressure here, the Raiders defence. Price. Can the captain score? Lead the way as he has all week. Sherwin. Inside it comes to Rahihi.
4. Alan Tone, let him stand.
5 out from the goal line. The Bulldogs on the attack. Goes left to Thurston. Up quickly, Ruben Wiki was almost there before the ball. Last tackle. Sherwin kicking again. Easy try, Vangana. Outstanding football. He was out there on his own. Try to the Dogs. Their fans rate 28. Luke Patton 8 and Hazem's 10. Not a bad backline, is it? Another record there for Hazem for this season. Plenty of time also to improve on that. From touch. Put the glass. Oh, it's not coming back. Not coming back. He's missed one. The 10. And Chris Anderson.
Hold back on side, Alan.
As we see Hazem on screen. So 3 players now.
Well, Hazem would have kicked more goals than Chris Anderson.
He certainly would have. So my apologies there if I said Hazem. I meant to say Nigel Vangana, of course, with try number 19.
Yep.
Azatazi, junior Kiwi. Gary Freeman will be having a look at him in years to come. Price. Over the 30.
3.
2.5 minutes to go. Bulldogs would love another try here.
Yeah, let him stand
Raiders can't afford to relax. Rahihi had to reach behind then. The Raiders thought it may have been forward as we get tackle number 5. There's a shocking pass from acting half from Smith. Sherwin has to go back, can't get his kick away. Patton may not be able to kick either. Gives it to Utai. He can't kick it. It's back to Sherwin. He will get it away eventually. And now Shifovsky.
Good.
Well, it's been the most extraordinary first 40 minutes after the most extraordinary week. Alan Tongue on the field.
Tackle 2. Stand up.
2 minutes from the break. Mark Asbot.
3. Jamie, Paul.
Ruben Wiki. Another strong charge. Jensen. Back to Wolford. Here it comes to Finch. McClendon. Defence there again for the Bulldogs. Smith and also Feeney. Last tackle. Field goal they're looking at here from Finch. It's to the right. Won't go dead. Bounces back to Patton, who brings it back into the field of play. Returns the football. Offloads to Matt Utai. And Utai's taking it back towards the halfway line. The Bulldogs want more points before half-time. Andrew Johns did this against the Bulldogs at Marathon Energy Australia Stadium, and it gave the Bulldogs a lift. It may have done the same thing here this week in Canberra.
Well, it's danger time for the Raiders now.
Thurston with a great bounce, stepping, ducking under Rutgerson, pops it back to Sherwin. Sherwin looks for support, finds Rahihi, back to Thurston, hands from Grimaldi to Patton, inside it goes to Willie Talau, Shafosky to beat, he can't get over the top of him, tackled there by Finch as well, they're only a metre out, did he lose it? It comes back to Thurston, cuts out Rahihi, Sherwin, inside it goes to Azatazi, he's tackled, seconds running out, tackle number 4. Quick play the ball required, it's a bit slow, inside Rahihi, held up, can't offload, last tackle, there's 5 Raiders in there to defend, 10 seconds to go until half time, last play of the half, it comes to Sherwin, shocking pass again, the ball is there with Patton, McClendon with a tackle, out the back it goes to Bunganar, Bunganar for the line, can't get there, the tackle is made and that's half time. What a first half of football, the Bulldogs never say die, throwing everything at the Canberra Raiders. Make their way back out onto the field, and this for the players, and he's leading the way again today out on the field.
Well, he certainly is. He's an inspirational captain, isn't he? As we look at the stats, the scoreline to react and how they come back in the second half of this game.
Here's the kickoff from Brent Sherwin. The Raiders defending the northern end of the ground in the second half, running left to right on your screens.
That's one.
And Rutgerson has first touch in the second 40. Darren Matt, try scorer.
Jonathan, hands away.
It's been the forwards leading the way today for Canberra. Ryan O'Hara's got a double. Ruben Wiki, Darren Matt, Mark McClendon the only back with a try. Is now Ruben Wiki. Has tackled about 12 short of the halfway line. Finch trying to step around Price, he's under pressure. It was the 4th tackle, so they still have one up their sleeve to get the kick away. Who's it going to be? McClendon kicking from inside the 40. It's nowhere near the touchline. Haslam's back there, so too Patton. And El Masri from his own goal line. And the chase is good from Canberra. Strong defence. Dominant tackle, says the referee. Patton.
2. Marcus straight.
El Masri now, his second hit up in this set. An interesting stat on the Bulldogs. In their last 3 games, they haven't scored a point in the first 20 minutes of the second half. They need to turn that around today. There's a great ball to Patton. This could change matters. There's no one in support though. He's got Shifosky to beat. He does it easy, and Luke Patton's over. The perfect start for the Bulldogs in the second half, and they're on their
Steve Fakes said to him at half time.
On end, there's one. Little trouble. It's now Dr. George, and he's right. And Haslam gets back into position, and the Bulldogs fans now regain their voice. The Canberra Raiders will be feeling a little bit nervous.
Well, it was a good start defensively by the
Stay
Bulldogs.
behind.
They put a lot
Jason
of pressure on Brett Finch on the 4th play. And he was tackled, which made it 5 tackles. Of course, then they didn't have him to do the kicking. So after that, they were in a good position to attack then the Bulldogs.
Hands away.
Grimaldi up to the 30-metre line.
Stand up, mark straight.
You've got to think the possession may even out in this second half as well, which means the Dogs, even in the second half, just given a 50-50 share. As we see there, it's very much against them, but then they come up with a mistake like that.
We've done it again. Every time we start to say they're looking to play well, they come up with a mistake.
Canberra Raiders just slowing things down here. Just gives me the feeling maybe
Seconds over, outside leg up, stay in lock.
just playing for time instead of looking to think, right, 28 points isn't enough to beat them.
One, let him stand up.
Croker.
Jonathan.
This is Tongue ducking under. There's 3 more missed tackles. Martin, well, that was unfortunate.
Pass is forward from Allenton.
I'm not sure it was, Brett. I think it went back and floated forward.
Oh, I think it was line ball. I mean, we saw one here early in the first half where the touch judge missed. And I think that was the touch judge call there.
It had to be. Shane Aim was 20 metres away.
So
Get your arm over him and bind in there.
a little unlucky, I guess, the Raiders.
Thurston cuts out Patton. Goes to Vangana.
That's one now, let him stand, Jason.
20-metre line. He'll play it on. It certainly gives the Bulldogs another opportunity.
2, let him stand.
Penalty. It's those sorts of penalties that can turn a game around, and the difference between the good sides and
Just let him stand up, Ruben.
the middle of the range side.
Well, it is, and that's not the sort of thing that the Raiders really need at the moment. They need to slow the play down, obviously, but they have to do it properly. Have to do it sensibly. Don't go giving away cheap penalties, letting the Doggies get on a roll.
As a Tazi straight at Wolford, who bounces away.
Good coming.
Smith in there at acting half. Now Thurston. Cuts out Feeney, goes to Patton. Look a lot sharper in the second half, the Dogs.
Hold.
We've only had a couple of minutes. Sherwin linking up there with Grimaldi. Pops it back to Smith. Now Rahihi. He drives forward. Arms free. Utai for the line there, and again the Dogs are coming back. They're storming back. Paul Rahihi did well, and Matthew Utai has crossed again. He struck it pretty well. He struck it very well. They are getting nervous, the Raiders. The Dogs are on their way back. We saw an amazing first 40. We've seen an extraordinary first 8. Now, can the Canberra Raiders answer the challenge?
Well, they certainly have to. I mean, what they've got to do now is really concentrate on defence. They've got to come up with a good set of 6 defensively here, force the Dogs to try and kick inside their 30 so they can have good field position when they receive the ball back.
Well, they did have
Tackle 1.
the ball in good field position after a mistake from the Bulldogs, but they turn it over as well. It's just those little things that turn games, and the penalty, of course. Feeney, bending tackle. Price.
Hands away now, let him stand. Wait here.
Rahihi. He's had a good game since he's been on the field. Tongue with the tackle. Here's the last. It comes to Sherwin. Kicking back across field.
Play on.
The opposite direction to the way he was running. Monahan, here's the chase from the Dogs. He's on his goal line. Looks up and he has a wall of blue jumpers in front of him.
1 now, let him stand.
And they're playing like men inspired now, the Bulldogs, putting the pressure right back on the Raiders.
Jensen went to throw the impossible ball. Did he know he held on to it? I just thought for a moment he was trying to pass. Here's Monahan again. The crowd want a penalty against the Dogs, not forthcoming. They were in front of the referee there, and there it is.
Second marker, 3 of them. 3 markers. Marks there.
Very much a relieving penalty here for Canberra.
Here I am, another look, back it up. Nigel.
It's Croker. O'Hara. Good solid run from the front row up. Martin. It's the 30-metre line. He's about to play it on.
Let him stand straight.
Rahehe and Price in there. A mountain of work, Stephen Price today. Finch, McClendon accelerates. Payton went to his right, he was looking left. Now Wolford into Ruben Wiki, back up at the centre of the ruck. Azatazi with the tackle, quick play the ball. Now Todd Payton able to offload, back to McClendon. He keeps it alive to Schifofsky. Stutter step Finch for the line. Tongue was there, doesn't get the football. Tackle number 5. That could have been a penalty. He says no. McClendon kicking off feet. Feeney offside. Will they take the 2? Will they kick for touch? They're taking the 2. The signal down on the touchline was for the 2 points. They took the quick tap. The trainer couldn't get out there in time to tell them 2 points. Now O'Hara. Be interesting if they score here, Brett. The coach wanted him to take the kick at goal. I wonder what he'll say after the game. Now Tongue spinning away from Price. Wolford. Here's Payton straight up the middle of the ruck. Has he got it down? Can he join his front row team? They try. The Raiders have hit back. Their coach said take the 2 points. Wolford.
As though he was going to throw the ball behind Payton, and at the last minute just offloaded to him, and as you said, Steve Price was taken out of the play by Wolford, coming in on him. Made it very easy for Payton. But this is the best answer for them to come back with a try against the Bulldogs.
As Atazi comes from the field for the Bulldogs, as Clinton Schifofsky converts the try, as we see Mason coming back on.
May have been a call for a tap move.
Could be a code. Short kick off. Wolford, fullback to beat. Here comes Schifofsky. Jensen's there as well. His wrong footing pattern, but coming from behind Utah. They're on the attack again. The Raiders need a quick play the ball. Penalty bin. Is he in the bin?
Leave the leg alone. Leave the leg alone.
He stays on the field.
Interesting call this one, Mark, because I thought he would have blown the whistle earlier.
What are you doing?
Now will they take the 2? They do now.
The coach may have wanted them to take the tap. I thought he may have blown the whistle a little early. I felt once he let the guy play the ball, I thought, well, he's obviously let it go. But you know, I mean, he's obviously, look, he's holding him down there. He's got hold of the leg. He's let him up to play it. Then he blew the whistle. A little bit late.
There's the kickoff again. And the bounce straight there to Simon Wolford. He was never going to have the pace. Rod Jensen tried to position himself. Clinton Schifofsky was
as far as the bounce.
14 the difference. 36 points to 22. We've got 25 and a half minutes of play remaining. It has been a most extraordinary game. I know we've said that before, but
stay onside.
Unbelievable. You can't discount Canterbury or the Bulldogs at this stage. Deep kick over the line on the full. He took that over. He took that over for mine. He had his foot in the field of play, caught it, then went over. The touch judges said it was out on the full and given the penalty. Steve Price doesn't like it.
He's out on the full, touch judges there.
Oh. That is, for mine, taken dead.
No. Don't come at me like that.
Well, it was a touch and go situation.
That was taken dead for mine. He wasn't over the dead ball line when he had the ball.
I think he remembered at the last minute, the last second, that he had to have his foot over the dead ball line.
Hands away, Nigel.
Well, that is another chapter to add to this game. McClendon still going. Links up there with Terry Martin.
2. Stand up. Let him stand.
Tongue. Trying to duck under the tackle of Price, who brings him to ground. Mason in there as well. Finch at the line. Grimaldi with a tackle. And Todd Payton has thrown it straight to Willie Tallow. maybe wanted to give him a try for Canberra. He's the only outside back that hasn't scored for the Bulldogs. He's in perfect position to score for Canberra. Todd Payton, he may have got the call.
Tackle 2. Stand up.
Smith. Sherwin, here's a chance. Dummy thrown, Jensen just stood there. Sherwin went through the gap. Mason couldn't link up with him. Quick play the ball. Comes back to Smith. Has Thurston there, takes it himself. Penalty.
You made him. You made him stay there.
Sherwin with a quick kick for touch. So the Bulldogs on the charge again. 23 to go. They're desperate for points. What's happened there? Take 2. Price. At tone.
Tackle 1.
That's the tackle there with Martin and also Jason Croker. Grimaldi. Willie's there, throws the dummy. Finch is a bit of a piggyback. Monahan around the legs. Tallow. Back to Utai. Utai's only got Ruben Wiki to beat. That's almost impossible. And then Finch has hit O'Mealy with a good ball and all tackle. Quick play the ball. Comes from Utai. Sherwin cuts out Willie Mason. Thurston. El Masri. They've got numbers. Feeney. Feeney goes for the corner. Gives it on the outside to Nigel Vangana, who now holds the club record for the most tries in a season on his own. And that is. And here's Haslam from his corner again. He's 50% today. 1 from the touchline.
You'd be hoping they could score a couple of close. You'd be hoping they could score a couple of close to the post.
It's coming back. He's got it. He's now 2 from 3 from Haslam's corner. They just won't give up. Out there, Braithen Astor sees himself on the big screen here at Canberra Stadium. It's Kling-Shifosky. Mounds at halfway. Offside. Who was it? No excuse for it though, really, is it? It's just giving the Dogs another opportunity. There's still 20 minutes to go and they only trail by 8. Price has juggled it and lost it. He had a bit of a look to see where he was going. They were slow out of the blocks today, the Bulldogs. Brett suggested maybe the week had taken its toll, but is this the time it could really take its toll? You know, fatigue, a trying and draining week with 20 to go.
They had to do a lot of defence early on in that first half. As you pointed out, they made a lot of mistakes. Defensively, they had to do a lot of work, a lot of missed tackles in that defence as well. And then later in the game is when it starts to take its toll. But they've really got to concentrate on their defence, forget about the attack, because they know they can score tries from anywhere in the field.
O'Mealy came in late there on Wolford. The referees missed it. Wolford's exchanging pleasantries with Mark O'Mealy. As we said, there was plenty of feeling between the Bulldogs and the Raiders during the week. And there's no doubt that Simon Wolford was down on the ground. Rebound off Sherwin. He gets it back and it's play on. He's got O'Mealy with him. He takes the tackle. Payton coming in to slow it down. Here's Willie Mason. Straight at Finch. Stands his ground. Ruben Wiki comes in to assist. Here's O'Mealy. Wolford's there. High tackle.
Previous tackle between those two players.
Here he goes again, O'Mealy, taking it forward.
Let him stand. Here, Simon.
Score here and convert. We're to within 2. Thurston. Patton. Coming back towards the centre of the ruck. Hughes gets it away. Grimaldi. Wiki was the tackler. Hughes didn't like it, thought it was late and high. It comes into acting half now.
Bring it back. Right here.
They go left. Here's Talau's chance. He's near the goal line, can't quite get there. Willie Mason was on his outside. He didn't face the opposition goal line. That should have been a penalty. The kick from Sherwin coming through. Haslam's lost it. Was he tackled without it?
20.
Well, Willie Talau, fair dinkum, faced us. He was tackled without the ball.
That's right, let him hard, hands away.
Hard to say. The Canberra Raiders defender's got every entitlement to go for the football as well. Let's put your hands up there where the ball is. Best in.
And Mark, I think an area where the Raiders have got to be careful. We've already seen a couple of the Bulldogs players having a bit of a pot shot at Simon Wolford, trying to stir him up a bit. The Raiders really can't afford to get into that area and start reacting to it. They're in front. They've got more to play for than the Bulldogs at the moment, so they can't afford to get involved in that area and start giving away penalties and forgetting about their game plan.
A young debutant on there for the Dogs as McLennan gets his kick away. Adam Brightson at 19. Here's Haslam. Passing there to Luke Patton on his goal line. Plenty of confidence amongst my teammates, the Bulldogs. 16 to go, 8 the difference. This is Brightson on debut. And the jersey fleet signed the last few years for the Dogs. Grimaldi near the touchline. Sherwin, Mason had to reach for it. Picked up Thurston. Croker trying the one-on-one still. Play on, he hadn't tackled him. And now he's finally taken the ground. Sherwin kicking. Here's Vangana. He's got Feeney with him. Throws the dummy. He'll get a hat-trick. And they'll be back to within 2 after they kick the goal. Nigel Vangana is having a season out of the box. And the kick from Sherwin. How many tries did they...
That dummy because he saw Jamie Feeney on the inside and thought he hasn't got the pace.
Hasn't El Masri.
Won't he be happy?
Well, he got 5 tries earlier this year. He's got a hat-trick on another occasion, I think.
Hey?
Vangana, 13,751 here this afternoon.
Just give me a good call when they come into play.
If Dogs supporters as they stand again. This is his 4th hat-trick. And Hassan has kicked it. And so went a bit of a rest. 30 tackles, 10 hit-ups. You can't blame him. Nigel Vangana, 5 against Souths in April. He got a hat-trick against the Sharks in May. And he's got a couple of other hat-tricks last year against St George Illawarra and Melbourne. You've got to suggest the way
Let him stand up.
the Bulldogs can finish games, even though they're behind. You've got to have this suspicion that they're going to come over the top of the Raiders. They've got the momentum. Feeney.
3. Let him stand up. Marcus straight.
30-metre line, he plays it. This is Brightson. What a game to make your debut in for him and also Roy Azatazi. Hughes looking for a 40-20, but it's straight down the middle of the ground. Schifosky has it covered. What can they do here, the Raiders?
Tackle 1.
They've answered the challenge before
Straight, Marcus.
when the Dogs came out strong after half-time.
2. Keep coming here. Keep. Willie.
Hasbok plays it. This is Joel Monahan. I haven't seen Michael so far today.
Wait.
For Canberra, as Rutgerson comes on, interchange number 8 for the Canberra Raiders. Ryan O'Hara has left the field. We're about to see another change made with Darren Mapp coming on and Terry Martin coming off for Canberra. So a couple of rapid changes as Finch gets a kick away. Haslam has it covered. And the Dogs fans stand again as Haslam gets the football. 3 changes left each as the Dogs have made another one with Darren Smith going on for Tony Grimaldi. Talau.
2. Brett Finch.
Just can't get over the line today, can he? Nigel's got 3, I've got none. O'Mealy, the best pass he's had all day came from Todd Payton down the other end of the field. Here's Willie Mason. 10 short of halfway. Quick play the ball. Sherwin. Thurston. There's Feeney there on his inside.
5.
Patton was just lurking around. Last tackle. Sherwin kicking under pressure from Tongue. Will a fine touch. Schifosky's there. He watches it roll into the touchline. So
are capable of coming back.
Tackle 1 now.
Ruben Wiki plays the football. Finch. Up to the 30-metre line. Good run from the halfback. Just fell over again, trying to get the penalty. The referee didn't fall for it. Joel Monahan will play the ball. Tongue, quick hands on the ground. Was it touched by the Bulldogs?
Tackle
Referee says no, that's tackle number 4. A couple of Canberra players were waving their hands around, hoping it was touched. Rutgerson now. Tackle there from Feeney. Shifovsky driving the kick deep. Utah is back there. Will it go over the dead ball line? It will.
And the referee had a poor game a couple of weeks ago. I think today he's handled himself very well.
Yep.
It's been one of those games. There's been a few little flare-ups that could have developed into bigger things. He shut that down very early, and I think overall it's been a very good performance by him.
I agree with you, Brett. When you consider Thurston almost got the ball to Patton. Last week he was poor and got dropped. Only got a reprieve because Tony Archer's out injured. He's given this game and he's handled it very well. Flick out the back from Darren Smith to Sherwin. Inside it goes to Rahihi.
Tackle 4, let him stand
That's
up.
tackle number 4.
Marcus straight.
The Raiders under pressure here. Darren Smith bouncing away from Wolford, but not away from Hodgson.
To me here and hold. Good. Good.
Now a crossfield kick from Sherwin into the sun. Asbach under it. Patton is there. He took it very well in the in-goal area. That was a very good take, looking into the sun under pressure. Mind you, he looks about 9 foot tall.
Yeah, that was a great take. As you say, under a lot of pressure and looking into the sun. Remained very cool and calm.
Rutgerson.
That's one. Bring it back.
And a change being made here by Canberra. Ryan O'Hara didn't get much of a break. He's back on the field as Hodgson takes it forward. Wiki. The Raiders chant goes up as Tongue is tackled. The Bulldogs fans chant goes up. Shifovsky. Rutgerson. Tackled there by Thurston and also Feeney. Now, Wolford with a little chip. Patton was very deep. Back to Wolford. Hands on the inside. Rutgerson was tackled as he got the football. I think he went the wrong way.
He chose to go left. Good defence there by the Bulldogs.
As the Dogs trying to turn defence into attack, Utah's lost it. No, stripped. Offside.
No advantage. Doesn't matter, mate. They were never inside. They were inside the 10. Yeah, mate. Good.
That's an area I think the referee's been very good at. He has let the play go. See if there's any advantage.
He hasn't found touch. Shifovsky hasn't. Sherwin hasn't found touch. Well, haven't we seen almost everything today? Shifovsky's still going. And Willie Mason wants a piggyback, and Clinton says, I can't carry you.
Hold it, back it up.
Buckle up for an exciting last 6.5 minutes. If the first 3.5 haven't been to your liking. Now McClendon.
2. Let him stand, waiting for. Oh, Willie, wait.
Just slowing it down, the Canberra Raiders. Have they got the experience to get them home?
3. Let him go.
We need someone to take control. Tongue. Finch. That was knocked out. Was it played at? Tongue gets it back.
Backwards in the tackle, not played at.
Not played at, says the referee. That was stripped then for sure. 6 to go. I thought there was 2 in the tackle. He signalled 6 to go. Now it comes to Matt.
Tackle 1.
And he's tackled just short of the 20-metre line. A try here for the Raiders you would think would seal it. Ruben Wiki tries to take control. They're 15 metres out. Wolford to Finch going left. Takes the tackle.
Let him stand up.
If they can't score, they need another set of 6. McClendon from acting half to Croker. Croker's still going. Haslam has hold of him. Bungana comes in. Will they force him out? They stay in the field of play.
Right here.
McClendon. Wolford. Now finds Tongue. He gets away from Hughes.
Last one.
Now succumbs to the tackle. Here's the last. What sort of kick here from Finch? Keeps it on the ground, it's off a foot. Patton's back there, so too Utai, and he gets it back in the field of play only just. The chase wasn't good enough from Canberra.
That was great play by Utai. You just get the feeling, I know there's only just over 4.5 minutes to go, but to get the feeling if the Doggies score a try and hit the front, the Raiders just won't have enough to get back into the game.
They wouldn't have enough time, I wouldn't think either. There's Mason, the pass. Play on, says the referee. It's Azatazi back on the field. And of course Canberra are clinging on to hopes of making it into the playoffs. Finch with an intercept. He's got to get away from the touchline. He does. Oh, has him. Touch charge on.
Just have a look at that, Pete. Came in contact with the head. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, definitely be put on report, but I think it sort of hit him around the shoulders, chest area. Slipped up.
Okay. We'll give you the benefit of that. It's probably a reflex action, but we'll place it on report and they can check that out, okay? High tackle, reflex action.
He had an incident against Parramatta. Jason Moody also has him. So
Mark's there, Brett.
he now has a record.
I guess as it stands at the moment for the Bulldogs, it's not going to make a great deal of difference to them.
No, Willie.
The Bulldogs have shown tremendous courage and spirit to get back to it in two.
Darren Smith.
They were gone. Todd Payton,
Back to the line.
10 metres out.
Play on.
Wolford looking for Wiki, back up the middle of the ruck. 5 metres out from the line. Canberra, they score here. That surely is the ball game. McClendon offloading. Hodgson, defence holding again from the Bulldogs.
Understand, Willie?
3.5 to go. Here's Ruben Wiki, head down, trying to barge his way over. Wolford. Finch, kicking, off legs. Was it played out? It was. 6 to go. Tongue comes up with it. That's back to tackle number 1. Time running out also for the Bulldogs. Now Croker. Croker goes towards the goal line, can't get there. Looking for a quick play the ball. Matt. Tackle number 3. They're holding on here, the Bulldogs. Can they get another crack at them? McClendon to Payton, dummy to Croker, went himself. Tackle number 4. Wolford at acting half. McClendon, dummies inside, running across field. Now Finch, he has a bit of a dart. Tackle number 5. Who's the kick coming from? Schifosky at acting half. He's going to kick into the in goal. Utai's back there, he's lost it. Doesn't matter whether it goes dead, knock on in goal anyway. Goal line drop out, the Raiders get it back.
Very smart play then by the Raiders. They don't have to try anything too fancy, just work the play. Play out their 5, put in a little kick in beyond into the in goal.
It's out on the full. They tried to find touch, but it's gone out on the full. That's the ball game. Right in front, Brent Sherwin kicks it out on the full. They'll take the kick at goal, and Clinton Schifosky will use up all of the 1 minute 48 seconds. He normally does.
Simon.
And they may surprise us and take the tap.
Well, Shane Hayne has asked them, they may take the tap.
Up here.
Don't get down the other end of the field and make a mistake. No, they do take the 2. You had to, the way Clinton Schifosky takes his time, and you would...
Brent, go back. Go back. Go back, Corey. Good.
He always takes forever, Clinton, so why change now? He may signal time off soon. The Bulldogs fans are throwing things. You don't need that. Now they signal time off, and it will be to get these bottles off the ground. And Willie Mason asking them to stop. Shane Hayne stopping play, has them over there asking them to stop, so too Jonathan Thurston.
Well, if the Bulldogs supporters could realise they're throwing the ball, the bottles, but it's going at the backs of all the Bulldogs players. They could end up hitting one of their own players.
Right. Go. You get back in your mark and I'll call it on. No. That's what I called it time off.
He's just told Clinton to get back to his mark and then he'll call time on. And that's where he was when he called time off. There's time on.
It'll take 37 seconds to kick this.
He will. From right in front. All his teammates are back waiting for the kick-off. And there it is. 38-34. Here come the Dogs trying to get back for a quick, short kick-off. The fans have come down to support the Bulldogs, but they didn't then. Short kick-off. It's out on the full, is it? Monahan's up, leaps high, gets it. That should be enough, although they go in for the one-on-one steal. There's still time. The siren goes in the background, and the Raiders have scored a remarkable victory. 38 points to 34.